My name's Tarek. I'm Tunisian and I'm wild about camel racing. Look how majestic these dromedaries are with their silhouettes cutting the skyline. It's the last day of school before our vacation. I can't concentrate on this Arab grammar lesson. It seems to be lasting forever. What I'm thinking about is my first professional race in 3 days' time. I'll be the youngest rider in all Tunisia. And if I want to win, I'm going to have to train really hard. Phew, good thing the teacher doesn't ask me any questions. I couldn't answer anything. There's no way I can concentrate. All I'm waiting for is one thing, the bell that signals the end of the class. Oh boy, this lesson's never going to end. But I'm not the only one who's impatient. My friend Farid is going to press the bell button himself. The hand is quicker than the eye. Free at last. Thanks, Farid. Now I've got to get a move on, not a moment to waste. I'm not going to let a little stream like this get in my way. First, I've got to put on the traditional costume that camel riders wear. It looks really neat, but it isn't easy to wear. My mother is always teasing me. She says that to be a good rider, you've got to start by knowing how to put on your headdress. I'm sure she's right. Me, I take it off as soon as she's got her back turned. I just don't feel comfortable with all that stupid cloth around my head. I know it looks good, but it's too tight. I love dromedaries. I could spend all my time looking after them. My father, who is also my coach, taught me how to recognize the different breeds. They're really funny animals, in spite of their bad temper. Old Ali knows all about that. He's been bitten more than once in his life as a nomad. The problem with dromedaries is that they're just too stubborn, and they like taking detours. But when you're in a race, the important thing is to keep going straight. So knowing how to keep your camel on course counts for even more than speed. That's why children usually don't take part in races. You need to be very strong. But I'm lucky to have a father who pushes me beyond my limits. My riding practice is always late in the afternoon when the sun is going down. Otherwise, it would be too hot. So today, my friend Hassan has asked me to help him pick dates. Everybody in the truck is singing to celebrate the vacation. I don't know if the driver appreciates our songs, but everyone we pass on the road waves to us. The only ones who remain calm are the dromedaries we see on our way. Our favorite game is playing hide and seek in these cave dwellings. It isn't easy to find your way around these strange houses. They were dug out of the cliff face to make rooms and stables over 200 years ago as a defense against invasions. They're really neat, aren't they? But I wouldn't like to live in them. When we were little kids, we scared each other to death here. That's probably why I like coming back so much. In Tunisia, it's a tradition to pick dates with your friends. The most agile climb out onto the palm fronds and cut the bunches of dates. Others prefer to just let themselves sway in the palms. Usually it's the boys who do the picking. Sometimes we pick as many as 15 date palms in one day. The girls prefer singing, wouldn't you know it? They don't even take the trouble to pack the dates in the crates. Who cares for them anyway? Now it's time to practice. This is the time I like best, because I feel that I'm part of my camel. I have to pay attention, though, and not let myself be distracted by the beauty of the desert at sunset. It's a sport before anything else. My father takes me to the zoo regularly. He says that it's the best place to learn how to overcome a fear of animals. Well, of certain animals, in particular snakes. It's part of my initiation. I can't say I really like them, but I'm starting to understand their reactions. They only attack when they think they're in danger. One thing is certain. I feel better when I'm far away from them. I prefer looking at these salamanders kissing and cuddling. Or playing with his dromedary who just loves grape juice. My father is very wise. He's always telling me that to take part in a race, you have to know all the elements of nature. Wind is one of these forces, so why shouldn't I ask this hot air balloon pilot to help me tame it? Nothing like a little balloon ride to complete my training. The hot air swells the balloon and we take off. From up high, I can see all the tough parts of the racetrack. The pilot can control the ascent and the descent of the balloon, but he can't really steer it, and the basket almost ends up snagging in the top of his palm tree.
Wind is something we can't touch or see. We can only feel it or see its effects on a face, or on the sand when it's stirred up by gusts into a sandstorm. Compared to the wind, we're nothing. We can only submit to it and be subject to it.
Well, I suppose you've learned the lesson like me. You can't do what you want with the wind. On the eve of the camel race, the camel has to rest. I take advantage of the break to go hunting hares with my uncle. He trains slugies for hunting. The slugie is a desert greyhound. They're very gentle and very fast runners. They're really good hunting dogs because they don't bite, they just hold the game. And they have a keen sense of smell for scenting hares. Even with the wind whipping the sand of the dunes, the slugie has scented a hare and sets off after it. But we still have to encourage him. You see, he's got the hare. A good catch that I'll be proud to take home this evening. The great day at last. My cousin Raisa is helping me with my show saddle. She's woven a fancy saddle blanket for my first professional race. It isn't the first time that I've had to saddle my mount. But today I'm so nervous that I do everything wrong. Fortunately, Raisa keeps her calm. Of course, to top it all off, I can't tie up my headdress. Another cousin of mine is also taking part in the race. He's the one I've been training with. He's older than I am and has had much more experience in races. I wish I were as relaxed as he was. On the way to the racetrack, he talks to me to boost my confidence and gives me a few last-minute tips, too. The race is really a big celebration. Children have come to see it riding on donkeys. And since I'm just about the same age as them, or almost, I know they'll be my best fans. Here are the other riders. When I see them, I start feeling scared again. There are 8 of us. First, we give the ritual salute. They're all surprised to see such a young boy, a lightweight, taking part in the race. I hope I'll be able to measure up to them. There's no turning back now. I've got no alternative. We're off. The camels are a bit slow at the beginning of the race, but once they get into their stride, they can do up to 50 miles an hour. I don't feel frightened now. All I can think about is keeping on course. Don't go too fast to begin with. Above all, don't go off to one side. Keep going straight. That's all I can think about. There's the finish line. Now I can open up and let my camel start galloping. I finished flat out with all my friends shouting for joy. My first race and my first win. Not bad for a start, but you have to admit that I trained hard. I hope luck stays with me always. It will if God wants it to.
Run it faster than you did before. Hold it every time you go for more. Win it, break the limits as you're soaring high. Never be a loser. Every time you're racing the race, you got to be a champion. Do it, do the best you can succeed. Get it, reach your goal and take the lead. All you got to be in your life is be a champion. Run it faster than you did before. Hold it every time you go for more. Win it.